All right, welcome everybody to the first game of the Ryzen Esports Open League. This is week one. We're bringing you a great match between Feed the Dream and Dirtnap Gaming. My name is Gabe, and I like games, and I'm joined by my wonderful, fantastic co-caster Ward here.
Hello. We are getting into week one of Rampage. So there's two different, tournaments going on at the same time. This is Rampage.
Yeah,
we're getting into draft here for Feed the Dream and Dirtnap Gaming.
So this is going to be the Rampage Open League, and this is different than the other league. As with the Open League, we have basically, instead of pre-mades, we have essentially just duos and then just singles, and then they all get matched up with a team and just hit the ground running from week one here. Both these teams just started about a week ago. They were formed, so it'll be interesting to see if they have a lot of synergy built up at the start here.
Yeah, and I expect we'll see a lot of targeted bans towards some of these players that have a lot of games on, one champion and not many on the others. So, some of those champions being Malzahar, Renekton, and even things like the Malphite, which was, it was banned away. So it'd be very interesting to see what these teams don't want to play against and what they do want to play, since we haven't seen much of them.
Yeah, and it's always good, since we haven't seen any of their gameplay before, basically all you can go off of is their OPGG, and getting those targeted bans off and taking some of the players off of their comfort picks to try and find any advantage you can at the start here. But we'll see if they have any other spicy picks prepared. As we see, Yuumi, Malzahar, a lot of these champions that some of the players are known for being taken off the board here.
And missing a ban there, so just waiting to see what that ban is.
Yeah, we're seeing in the chat here, it looks like it was going to be a Soraka ban from what I'm seeing in our chat here. So it should be locked in at some point, or they'll just pretend that it is banned. Anyway, Feed the Dream, going to pick up the Morgana, and then DNG going to take the Caitlyn. So the chance of that bot lane synergy already taken off the table here.
Yeah, we're going to see the Caitlyn taken away and probably a support pick. Could be support Shen, could be top Shen. I know support Shen was seen a little bit in LCK recently.
Yep, definitely fun and interesting to see, and having that global map pressure and safety using the Stand United is always something super helpful for your team, and always something you have to keep in mind when you're on the opposing team. I know for certain when I'm playing against a Shen, sometimes I'll go a little bit too far, just kind of forget he's there, and then see that big old bubble shield, and you're like, oh, should have backed off.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you always have to keep in mind. And the Sivir coming in at the ADC spot for the side of Feed the Dream. Sivir, a champion that we haven't really seen that much recently. But I don't think she was hit at all, so she's still a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
In the current meta.
I think it was Xayah really rose to prominence, and that sort of shifted Sivir out of the meta a little bit here. But it's never a bad pick, especially with the ultimate there. Definitely good on a Sejuani if you want to go in for that engagement, which we'll probably see at some point during the game here. And then the Nocturne locked in as well. Always a very scary ultimate as well to have to play around.
Tons of spell shields here in this game. You have the Sivir spell shield, the Nocturne spell shield, and the Morgana spell shield. Yeah. So a lot of safety for a lot of these picks. And the Galio being banned away there, I've heard talks about Galio mid coming back with his really big AP ratios. But I'm not sure how good it actually is.
Yeah, I don't know how good it is either. I used to play a little bit of Galio mid until he just got absolutely gutted. But it would be exciting to see, but definitely an interesting ban. And we see 2 more mages taken off the table here. Definitely a targeted ban at FTD Flame, I believe, is the mid laner. Yep, targeted ban towards him. So making sure he has the least amount of comfort picks possible here as we move into the second part of the draft.
Yeah, all these like really long range mages getting taken off the table. So you'll probably expect to see maybe a Syndra or something that has a little less range and just wants to be a little safer in landing phase like the Orianna.
Yep. And it's never a bad. Those are both great champions for playmaking and team fighting, and will definitely combo well with something like the Shen or the Nocturne. And we're gonna see a Teemo locked in. We actually see in the chat, FTD just said Teemo not troll. He's not even sure. So
Teemo did recently get buffed. His Scuttle is no longer procs the shrooms in the river, which is pretty big against junglers. His shroom count goes up with his ult level now. He goes from 3 to 4 to 5. And then also I think he got some stat changes. I'm not exactly sure what those were, but I'm pretty sure they were targeted at his Q.
I don't think the Q got a stat change. I believe the change was just making it just more visual on the enemy if you're blinded. I think there's like a green outline on your screen if you actually do get blinded. So just making it a little bit more of a quality of life change. But regardless, those mushroom changes, he also has, I believe, the amount you can hold scales with the ultimate level now. So it starts at 3, goes to 4, and then 5 at max strength. So that's a lot of vision control late game. You can get those streams in the right place.
So is this a Teemo mid?
Yeah,
this is unsure of where this Teemo is gonna go.
Yeah. Dirtnap Gaming definitely with a very interesting comp here. Right off the bat, I see a lot of engage with the Kled and the Nocturne. So we could have some fun there, shroud the whole map in darkness and then run in with the Nocturne and the Kled ultimate and then just kind of have Shen following behind. Not really sure how the Teemo fits into the composition, but
no, trust me, it's going to be 200 IQ. They're going to come out on top. These Teemo shrooms are going to completely terrorize the enemy team. They have the plan all worked out in their head. I believe in the Teemo pick.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be fun to see for sure there. Looking at Feed the Dreams team, though, I think they have a much more standard composition. You could say with the, I believe that's going to be a Sylas mid lane, and then we have this Sivir Morgana in the bot lane. Or no, I'm sorry, that's a Morgana mid, actually.
Yeah, Sylas top with the Sivir Alistar bot lane.
Yeah, and I think just looking at Feed the Dreams team composition here, I think those are all the Morgana, Sivir, and Sylas, I think are all pretty good picks into Teemo. I don't think they really anticipated the Teemo pick, but Sylas, of course, has his magic damage shield on his E, and then Sivir with the spell shield, and then Morgana with her black shield as well, all preventing those shrooms from really dealing a lot of damage. So that'll definitely be cool to see how they play around those mushrooms. And then just, a standard engage. Lots of crowd control from Feed the Dream.
Yeah, there's I can now see why the Galio ban was as prioritized as it was, because they do have the Nocturne and the Shen. So adding a Galio on top of that would be kind of a lot of dive onto your backline.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely a good takeaway there from the side of Feed the Dream, realizing it before we even did.
Yeah, I remember back when Galio was bad, I think it was in like Spring Split. I remember Cloud9 played a few games with like the Galio Nocturne, and then they might have had a Shen as well. I don't know 100% on that, but just having that like backline delivery system, just a giant ultimate following the Nocturne is insanely strong. So definitely something that they want to take off the table.
And the Morgana flex mid is probably something that you're going to have to keep in mind for the remainder of the series if they want to keep that flex pick going. I know flex picks are fairly strong because you can't really counter pick against it unless you allow yourself to get counter picked in one of those roles. So
Yep, definitely interesting, and it also adds a lot of dynamics to the draft, being able to sort of, grab a champion, and then you may not even know when you pick it where you want it to go, but as the draft continues, you're able to move it around, and we see lots of teams taking advantage of those champions like the Kali, Aatrox as well, and just these other like Irelia, all these big flex pick champions that are able to sort of just go wherever on the map.
And this is going to be a Teemo support, so definitely going to be a very poke-heavy lane in the bot lane for the side of Dirtnap Gaming.
Yeah, that was, speaking of the flex picks again, you could have the Shen support or the Teemo support, so that's going to be a lot of damage down in the bottom lane, and probably pretty frustrating to play against as well.
Yeah, especially as an Alistar. You can't really full-on engage with the Alistar because the Sivir's just going to get blinded unless she's able to perfectly spell shield the blind. So going to be kind of an interesting bot lane. Alistar is not really going to be as effective as he wants in the all-ins, but his roaming will be a lot better than Teemo's.
Yep, for certain here. Especially if he goes to like early prioritizing the mobility boots, probably going for a roam around the mid lane, as we see so often, and especially higher elo games. As we pretty much finish up the champ select here, and are just getting started with the loading.
Yeah, the spectator delay is a little annoying, but it gives us time to gather our thoughts about all these flex picks, wrap our heads around it, really comprehend what's going on. You have 2 TPs on both sides, so nothing too strange there. But summoner spells pretty much matched on each side, so nothing too weird. The Silas R is going to be able to take the Shen R, so going to be able to follow him and not have to burn TP. Could even interrupt the Shen R before he uses his own.
Oh yeah, that is true. I didn't even consider that. I think definitely what a lot of this game is going to come down to is just which team plays the map better. Of course, as we said, Dirtnap Gaming has a lot of sort of global map pressure and engage with the Shen Nocturne Kled combo. So seeing how Feed the Dream is able to respond to that or even outplay it is definitely going to be the key to victory here. But as we wait for the rest of the spectator delay to finish here, we're going to go for a little bit of a break right before we start off the game. and welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. There was a little bit of a pause as soon as we got into Champ Select, so that's why it took a little bit longer than usual here. But regardless, we are on to Summoner's Rift. Both teams are charging on to the battlefield here as we are getting things going. Right off the bat, we see sort of like a mirror from the positions. We have 3 on the top on the red side for the DNG, and then 3 for FTD as well.
Yeah, the Nocturne gonna get that ward down on the Pixel Brush and go ahead and back and get that sweeper picked up. Sejuani gonna walk right over that Teemo. Teemo knows exactly what's going on, but gonna stay hidden.
I was pretty certain they were just gonna start wailing on her there, but Freddy's just gonna kind of walk over her and maybe
that
that's
might be the reason why.
Yeah, it looks like False Meister is having a little bit of connection issues. That's what it seems to be happening here as we get through another pause. So just bear with us while we get that going. But while we were waiting for the game to start, we were looking over everyone's runes and keystones specifically, and one thing we wanted to point out was FTD Opie is opting for an Electrocute top lane.
Yeah, the Electrocute definitely not the common rune brought on Sylas. You either see the Aftershock or you see the Conqueror. They provide a little bit more sustain, but FTD Opie really wanting that burst to take down some of these the priority target, I would say, in the Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely. May not be optimal for lane, but you could steal that Shenel, roam down to your bottom lane, and assassinate Purple Hoodie, probably with the power of that Electrocute. And then another interesting keystone from the Teemo support himself with the Dark Harvest. That's going to be very, very fun to play against.
You don't know if it's an interesting keystone. I never see Teemo support.
Yeah,
I know it's meta on.
I can't say I haven't seen it before. I've had a few Teemo supports in my ranked games, unfortunately, but I have faith in Dirtnap Gaming that this was a very calculated choice here.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, of course. They probably have this pocket pick that they've been practicing since the team was formed a week ago.
Since day one, 7 days ago.
Yep. And if
been
it's
hard
really,
grinding the Teemo support.
Yeah. If it's really strong, maybe it'll catch a ban next game, or just if it's really annoying to play against. But we shall see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fairly interesting one. Not gonna be as, I guess I would say, a little boring, or it's not gonna be as boring as some of these other matchups that we see, like Corki Azir mid. It'll definitely be a more interesting one.
That's
a unique interaction to keep in mind is that if Sylas steals Shenel but Nocturne ults, the Shen or the Sylas can't use the Shen ult until the Nocturne ult goes away.
Ooh.
Yeah, so a very interesting one.
Yeah, so it'll be definitely interesting to see if Big Luscious Tyler sort of plays around that, and if Opie is able to predict when that ultimate's going to come down, because, if everyone's still covered in darkness, it might be too late to use the Shen ult because everyone could be dead.
Alistar having a little bit of fun here in the bush, hitting that bell, waiting for the pause to unfinish, and so he can keep doing the dink, dink, dink.
Yep, forever frozen in time here, just hitting away at his cowbell.
I think Afromoo said something about the Moo Cow skin where you have to use the chroma that corresponds with your current mood.
Are there that many chromas for it?
I think there's 9.
There's 9. Ooh, yeah.
There might be 8 or 9 chromas, I think.
Wow. I haven't bought a chroma in a long time, so I don't really pay attention to him that much.
Yeah, the Moo Cow one has different expressions on its face. They're all pretty great.
Yeah, I know the only chromas I have right now are the ones for Surprise Party and Moo Moo, where they have different champions on the balloons. Those ones are really cool.
And definitely some interesting ways for Riot to make some money.
Yeah. We're hopefully going to get things started here. Oh, I have a fun game. I played this a little bit with my co-caster when I hosted one of my own leagues. When we had the games that started, we would take a look at everyone's composition, and then we would try and predict who would get first blood at what time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna start saying name summoner or name ability names, and I was like,
Oh, no.
I don't know any of those for Sivir or for Silas.
No. So the question is, the game is, Ward, can you tell me? Can you make the prediction of who in this game is going to get first blood and at what time?
I think. How do you disconnect if he was already disconnected? All right. I think. You know what? Here's my prediction. The Teemo support is gonna get first blood at 4.5 minutes onto the Alistar.
Alistar? All right, I could see that. I could see that. I'm gonna try and make a Galaxy Brain prediction here. Maybe not Galaxy Brain considering what's happening, but I think I'm gonna go opposite, and I'm gonna say Juicy Josh. Freddy one is gonna gank bot lane at like 4 or 5 minutes or so, and they're gonna first blood Teemo because he's gonna have a connection problem.
Oh,
he'll lag out,
might be.
And then they'll get the kill.
Or maybe Teemo just stays invisible this whole match because they have to start at 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's true. He'll just be sitting in that bush forever.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame.
So maybe no one will find him.
So if Teemo doesn't reconnect, then I think Caitlyn's gonna get first blooded.
Oh,
by a level 2 gank bot.
Yeah. I wonder if we just remake if that happens.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they can remake because it's tournament code, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So they got to keep all those stats updated.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of other ways. I killed time during the long pauses. We did a skin game as well. So we just look at everyone's skins.
Oh, well, we're
never
getting
mind.
back into this because the timer hit 20 minutes.
There we go. Timer hit 20. False. Teemo's still running back to base. So
yeah, so he's gonna be safe. No first bloods on the Teemo, for at least for a little bit until he reconnects. A little unfortunate for the side of DNG.
Yeah, you definitely hate to see it, but hopefully he'll be back pretty soon. And that's just going to mean Purple Hoodie's going to have to play really safe down in this bottom lane to not, try and give the enemy a lead here when you're in that 1v2 matchup.
Yeah, and that was a very impressive ward from Purple Hoodie, getting it from Drag Pit all the way over into that bush behind Drag Pit. I know it's not an easy ward to hit.
Oh yeah, those are the wards where it's like you pull it off and you feel really cool, and then every time you miss it, it's like, or like when you try and ward the
like when you try to ward the bush and river on bot side.
Yep, that exactly.
A little bit of action here.
A little bit of action in the mid lane. Yep, tilted Trent using Kled. I think that one of the strongest laners in the game right now, especially after the recent buffs. But no mercy for the DNG bot lane as Juicy Josh and Ultra go in for that headbutt pulverize and take Purple Hoodie down to a quarter health. But
the Teemo's back.
Praise the sun. False Meister is back. Your Teemo God has arrived, and he's
the man, the myth, the legend.
He's here, just when you need him.
All right, good poke out onto the Alistar, punishing him for stepping up a little bit too far. Caitlyn very good at staying right outside of Alistar's engage range. Yep,
definitely. At least Caitlyn has that range advantage over the Sivir and is able to use the net and the traps to sort of zone off. When you're alone in this lane, it's definitely very scary. So we'll see. Now that Teemo is back, I think Purple Hoodie's probably going to be able to feel a little bit better about this lane, at least once False Meister gets a little bit of XP and he's back up to speed here.
And the Scuttle is going to be traded here by the junglers. Nocturne going to get the bot side Scuttle, Sejuani going to get the top side Scuttle. So Silas feeling pretty safe with all that jungle vision.
We have a gank here. The headbutt profile is going on to False Meister. He's getting very low, has to flash out and use the heal as well. But here comes Big Luscious Tyler. He's flashing in for the first blood onto Ultra. Juicy Josh is very low as well. Let's see if he can get out of this one alive. A little bit of extra movement speed, but he's going to be able to get to his turret safely. That's going to be despite the little bit of the rocky start. First blood going on to Dirtnap Gaming.
So I got almost the time right, and the person who died right. Just didn't get the person who got the kill right. But a very good gank there from Big Luscious Tyler. Being able to be down there at the right time and catch the Alistar going in.
Yeah, I think he definitely predicted that Feed the Dream would be playing a little bit more aggressive down there, considering False Meister had a little bit of a disadvantage there coming back to lane so late. So definitely making the most out of that situation and getting first blood in his pocket. Definitely going to be very scary to see on a champion like Nocturne.
And a gank here coming in the mid lane.
Here comes Freddy going in, but Tilted Trent gets back on his steed just in time to fall back off it, but he flashes forward, gets the shot blast, and kills the gank 1v2.
Yeah, very good there from the Kled. Really playing around the dismount quite well. Flashing forward and getting the kill. And he has the TP, so he's going to be able to push this one out back and not really miss much in the lane. So going to be fairly far ahead of this Morgana. Is already 10 CS up.
Yep, and you definitely hate to see it on a champion like Kled, one of the very best laners in the game right now, getting an early lead for himself in a nice outplay as well. Just asserting dominance over Feed the Dream here.
And he's picking up the Tiamat. The lane could have froze right in front of his tower, and it would have been very painful for Morgana. But the Tiamat not going to allow Kled to freeze the lane. So he's just going to end up pushing this one back into Morgana. Both of the laners holding onto their TPs, which will probably come back to influence a gank bot lane.
Yep. And we see a gank bot lane, just as you were saying here. Ultra goes on to Fred Meister. He's very low, but here comes teleports. Here comes Shen. Opie is here as well. Tilted Trent with the teleporter. There is the taunt onto Opie. He has to flash out. Purple Hoodie trying to get as much damage out as he can, but here comes FCD Flame as well, using the Soul Shackle to snap a few people. Tilted Trent gets a kill onto Freddy, but Juicy Josh answers back, and there goes the chains from Silas. Baylor is very low. That's going to be a double kill going into the pockets of Juicy Josh, as blue team manages to keep the game even there, winning out that fight in the bottom lane.
Yeah, very good use of the Silas ult onto the Shen ult. Both top laners holding onto their TPs, but both mid laners using their TPs. The Morgana is a little bit delayed in response to the Silas and the Shen, as well as the Kled. So, but still working out for them in the end. The Sivir picking up all three of those kills, and going to get a pretty good lead here on the Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely very ideal to have on your hypercarry Sivir. Already coming back to lane with lots of items. Look at that, a BF sword, 2 long swords, and a dagger to boot. It's going to be a lot of damage in DPS that Juicy Josh has the ability to dish out now, compared to Purple Hoodie, who doesn't even have like half of those items. He's just got the BF sword and the dagger for himself there. We see a little bit of action in the mid lane here. Tilted Trent taking FTD tame down to about half health, but it's going to face tank the binding here, and he is a little bit out of position. Here comes Freddy 1, but he has outplayed the gank before, so let's see if he can do it again. Doesn't manage to hit the big Yordle bear trap, but Big Luscious Tyler is here for the assist, and he's going to take down FTD tame. Freddy's going to go down as well. It's going to be a double kill, but the turret is going to pick up that kill on to him. Freddy 1's going to grab that gold into his pocket, and it's going to end up being a 2-for-1 in the mid lane.
Yeah, the Morgana using her binding there, but it went to the side, and the Nocturne had his W up, so not gonna really matter in the end. But a little bit of mechanical out or misplay by the Morgana.
For certain here, we're seeing in the bottom lane, Falsemeister's being a little cheeky in the bushes here, kind of doing a little bit of hit and run with his toxic shots. Ultra might be looking for something here, but I think at this point, both lanes can kind of just farm it out, and it'll go in favor of Feed the Dream. When you're sitting, 3 kills up on the Caitlyn, have a little bit of a farm lead for yourself as well. It's going to be a lot of extra pressure you have over the enemy bot lane.
Yeah, I think the name of the game for FTD is this really like hyper scaling Sivir, this 3-4 item Sivir that gets talked about a lot.
Ooh, we see Ultra going in with the headbutt pulverize onto Falsemeister. And there's a TP coming in from behind. Here comes Opie into the bottom lane. Let's see if we can get this kill on the purple hoodie. Gonna steal the Caitlyn ultimate. Just needs to land the stun. Goes in with the jump. Is able to get away, but takes rooted under the turret. Nice outplay from purple hoodie. But the rest of red team is here. Baylor as well gonna find the kill on to Ultra. Freddy One's roaming down to try and support the AD carry. Definitely want to make sure that Juicy Josh doesn't get shut down here. But if you're red team, or if you're DNG, definitely looking good for you after that fight down in the bottom.
Yeah, DNG being very good at reacting to that Silas TP. Already having the Nocturne down there, and he didn't have to use his R. And we see an
Trent going in with the charge. FTD Tame going to use the stopwatch to try and buy some time here, but he's certainly going to be taken down. The turret is not going to help him there. That's going to be a nice kill with the assist of Baylor going into Tilted Trent's pocket here as he pushes out mid lane. Opie is going to come in to try and keep this wave from crashing. He might actually go in on Tilted Trent here. Let's see. He doesn't land the stun, but Tilted Trent's going to be back onto Scarl, and he's going very deep under the turret. I don't quite know what he was thinking there, flashing over the wall, but the turret's going to find him. That's going to be a kill for the Silas in the mid lane.
The Kled getting a little too aggressive there. Getting, a little too big for his britches. Thinking that he can take on the world.
Yeah, but definitely interesting.
Yeah, not working out that time at least. I've seen it happen, but not gonna pan out the way that he thought it would in his head. Sejuani coming in bot lane.
Yep, we're gonna see this gang. Freddy 1 just needs a few more stacks of that passive to get the stun, but Purple Hoodie and Falsemeister are able to just walk it out. Ultra and Juicy Joshua a little too far behind for the follow-up there.
The Alistar not having flash. If he had flash, that gank probably would have worked a lot better. But Sejuani not really getting much out of it. And Nocturne has his entire bot side cleared, so Sejuani just going to find herself clearing out a little bit of vision.
Okay. She actually aggroes the dragon there with the Cinder Hulk, the Bounty Cinder. So it's going to have to get out of that situation, as we saw on the map. A bunch of members from DNG were rotating downward, but Purple Hoodie kind of in a bad spot here. Able to get out with just a smidge of HP left. As the Mountain Drake was started up, but no team really willing to commit to it just yet here.
Yeah, Mountain Drake's going to be good for either side. You have, the split pushers on the side of DNG, but then you also have the Sivir on the side of FTD, so would be good for either of these teams. I think DNG benefits from it a little bit more than FTD does.
Yeah, when you have champions like Shen especially, who is able to, with his ultimate comboed with the teleport, he's really able to get around the map and get into fights very quickly. It's usually ideal for him to be split pushing and just be ready to join the fight at will. So having those Mountain Drakes can make that job even easier for you as we move outside of laning phase eventually here.
TP is back up for 3 members. FTD Opie still missing his. So probably will.
Ooh, Big Luscious Tyler going in with the ultimate, taking the flash out of FTD Tame. And that's going to be just enough pressure to keep Tame off of the Rift Herald and going in favor of DNG. And they're not going to get it early enough to get the plate gold from it, but definitely could still look to get first turret bonus wherever they decide to end up using it here.
The Alistar completing his support item about, what is that, 1,500 or 150 gold in front of the Teemo. So going to be able to get that scanner and start clearing out these teamers' rooms, as well as a little bit of vision from DMG, while placing down a lot more for themselves.
Yeah, we look on the map here, we see Tilted Trends coming in with the charge. FTD Opie just used his dash, so he's going to try and use the Protobot to get away. The Bear Trap is not going to land, but he's going to have to use pretty much all of his summoner spells to get out of that one alive, but that's a flash down, so definitely you like to see it if you're a Dirtnap gaming fan.
Yeah, lots of flashes going down on the side of FTD. We saw the Morgana flash go down a little bit earlier from the Nocturnal. So very good from the side of DNG to get these summoner spells out and be able to put more pressure once their ultimates are back up.
Yep, and then Tilted Trent just uses teleport to get back into lane. So definitely something to keep in mind here, as he's not really going to have that big playmaking tool to try and go for those flank engages if either team tries to use their teleports in a fight here. But with pretty much no presence from Freddy 1 at this point in the game, the DNG is able to take the Mountain Drake basically for free 15 minutes here.
DNG does have a lot more lane priority right now. Their only lane, or FTD's only lane that's really ahead is the bot lane. But this global pressure from the side of DNG makes it very hard for FTD to
have an engagement here. There goes the Sivir ulti as well, but both teams are going to be walking it off. However, in the top line, FTD Opie is able to get the flash out of Baylor as it goes in under the turret there. So a bunch of summoner spells being blown on the side of Dirtnap Gaming, but everyone's able to get out alive. So no immediate advantage gained from that, but we'll see as the flashes are down. And here comes Freddy 1 in the bush. They're going to find a kill onto Juicy Josh in the bottom lane. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, that's going to be the Nocturne ultimate along with the Rift Herald to get the kill onto FTD Tame and get that first turret bonus as they push down the mid lane. There's no one to stop them in time, so they're going to get at least 2 turrets with this and probably some damage onto that inhibitor turret as well.
A lot of action happening on the map at the same time. The Shen getting the solo kill onto FTD Opie, being a little bit too greedy there with that turret dive, and then the bot play allowing Nocturne and Kled to get the kill in the mid lane, as well as the tier 1 and tier 2 turrets. So a good response from the side of DNG.
Yep, for sure. So they're able to basically keep the lead in their favor here, despite how far ahead Juicy Josh is over Purple Hoodie. That's a lot of extra gold that Dirtnap Gaming has in their pockets here, up about 4,000 at just 17 minutes into this game, and a lot of pressure that they got in the mid lane from that push opens up the map a lot more, giving them more space to work with here as we start to move towards the mid game.
A lot of pressure going down on this top side.
Tilted Trent might be caught out here. He's got 4 members on top of him, but Baylor's coming in for the assist. Let's see if they can turn this fight around. Opie's very low, but Tilted Trent is as well. As he's going to get back onto Scarl in just a little bit here, flashing to continue the chase on to Tame. There comes Scarl, and there goes Tilted Trent. He gets a double kill for himself, and he's looking for more onto Freddy 1. With those kills in the mid lane, they might be able to keep this wave going here. He's not even scared. He's going under the inhibitor turret uses his dash, but I think he might just get executed here. Yeah, he's actually going to go into Juicy Josh's hands there with the shutdown. Again, getting a little bit over aggressive with these turret dives.
Yeah, Tilted Trent, you know, he's playing a little bit too aggressive. The Nocturne ult coming in here.
Let Nocturne ult going in. Baylor finds a nice double taunt on to the front line of FTD, but Juicy Josh is pretty much at full health here, just kiting them out. DNG is kind of just standing in one spot here, and they're going to be able to find 3 kills there. Tilted Trent was already dead, but they do lose Ultra and Freddy 1, but still 7-0-2 for Juicy Josh on this Sivir. You have to respect that damage. He was pretty much just uncontested that entire fight, sitting in the back, throwing out ricochet, boomerang, pizzas, all over DNG.
Yeah, really delivering those pizzas as the skin entails to the side of DNG, putting out a lot of damage in that last fight, and able to clean up a lot of kills and get a lot of gold onto this Sivir, which is what you want for the side of FTD. Has the Essence Reaver, has the IE, and is building towards the Zeal item. So definitely going to be a huge part in these team fights that happen later on in the game. The Mountain Drake coming up in about 30 seconds, but doesn't seem to be a lot of urgency for this spawn happening.
Yep, and the Baron's going to come up right now, actually. So we'll see how either team decides to play around that. Of course, it is important to note that DNG does have the Mountain Drake, so that is going to substantially increase the speed at which they can take down that objective. So it's definitely something that FTD has to respect as we see teams start to play around the Baron, past 20 minutes or so.
Now Division's getting set up for this dragon. The Teemo getting those mushrooms set up at the entrance. Gonna buy them a little bit of time, but no one else on the side of DNG is really here to help them with the dragon. Nocturne's coming in now.
Yep. He's going to use the ultimate, and he's going to go in on to Tame. There comes the Kled charge as well. Tilted Trent is in to the back line, but Juicy Josh is still at full health and has the Shen ulti as well that came in from the Silas. He is just ripping through the back line of DNG, and he's going to find a double kill for himself as well. Going to get a triple kill, maybe going to get the quadra as well. Quadra kill going over for Juicy Josh as he just completely eviscerates all of Dirtnap Gaming.
Yeah, the Sivir allowed to just free fire the entire fight. Never really put under pressure. The stolen Shen ult going down on top of the Sivir, but didn't really matter. No one on top of her at all. And she was just able to do as she pleased in that last fight and just output so much damage onto the back line and front line of DNG. So definitely a very scary ADC at this moment.
Yeah, and if you're DNG, I think you need to start reconsidering how you go for these engages here, because I think time and time again we've seen Big Luscious Tyler use his ultimate and not go on to Juicy Josh. I think you really need to take out Juicy Josh, just throw everything you have at that AD carry, because once he goes down, I think that's a lot of FTD's damage sort of just disappears. Tame is on the Morgana. Most of the damage is essentially kind of front-loaded into the binding and little goop pool combo. Opie as well, not too far ahead in this game. All their consistent DPS is entirely in the hands of Juicy Josh, and once he's taken down, I don't think there's much FTD can do to win a fight. So definitely playing to their strengths here. Has yet to die on the AD carry. So we'll see if a fight will go differently and if DNG sort of change up their engage strategy here.
FTD does have a lot of resources to keep this Sivir alive. They have the Alistar, who's good at pulling attention to the backline. They have the Morgana with the Spell Shield and also the Dark Binding. And then Sejuani has the Knight's Vow. And then the Silas can also steal this Shen ult and can also steal, you know, some other ults that will help distract the backline.
Yep. They're just putting all their eggs into the basket of Juicy Josh, and it certainly is paying off here. They're winning the Easter egg hunt, and they are looking for the turret hunt as well, as they're starting to siege down this main lane turret here. Binding going to catch Big Luscious Tyler here. Going to walk out at about half HP afterwards.
The Kled split pushing in the side lane, able to just get a lot of free damage down. The TP being expelled from the Morgana, the Kled getting pushed back off the turret, but forcing out that TP is pretty big.
We see Opie getting taunted up. He's very low as well. There goes the Caitlyn ultimate, gonna find its way onto Opie. Tilted Trent has found his way into the backline, and he is on top of Juicy Josh. He's very low as well, but he manages to get back out. Still healing up. A lot of knockups coming through from Ultra, and the fight, just like that, has been turned around in favor of FTD, as Juicy Josh is going to take down the GA from Big Luscious Tyler. Legendary as well. That's another great pulverize. Even more kills going through. That's going to be a clean ace for FTD as they continue to push the turrets here and maybe even get an inhibitor, or, you know, even end the game. We'll have to see. There's about 20 seconds on some of the death timers, but I think they're just going to turn for the Baron here.
The dive onto the Sivir in that last fight was very, very uncoordinated. The Kled getting onto the Sivir with his ult and dash, and also got the bear trap onto the Sivir, but the Nocturne had a different target in mind, and, you know, not really able to shut down that Sivir and get her killed at the beginning of that fight like you would like if you were DNG. FTD coming out with the win and the Baron. So gonna see them back and probably position themselves to take this next Drake.
Yep. And, you know, part of the fun of Open League, I think, is gonna see how these teams evolve with their communication over time. You know, we were pointing out that during that fight that the dive wasn't very coordinated, but, you know, again, these teams have been playing with each other for just a week at the current moment. So it'll be definitely fun to see, you know, how they evolve over time, and maybe their communication and coordination will get better in those team fights. Because I think they have the backline access. DNG has the backline access with this team comp. It's just all about how they choose to utilize it. Freddy going over the wall, going to throw the Glacial Prison onto Purple Hoodie as well. Ultra with a very nice flank with the Pulverize, going to take the flash out of Purple Hoodie. Flashing forward from Freddy 1. He's going to be able to pick up the kill onto the 80 carry. Baylor has to run for his life as well, but he needs to walk right into that. Binding Ultra going to find the kill. And with that, that's just all the pressure FTD is looking for here. They're going to keep pushing down through the mid lane, running it down the mid, as False Meister's trying to make something happen in the side lanes on the Teemo, but Opie's looking to answer down to that. And I think this might just be game for FTD. Let's see if DNG has any way to stop them.
Just going to play it safe, back off, get this dragon, reset, and then probably go bot lane and push this out with the Sylas already pushing it. The Teemo snaking out on Vision there, just sitting hidden in this bush, but going to be seen as soon as he starts to move.
Yeah, he's going to go for the Dragon Steal. I'm calling it. No, it's too late. He's just kind of being cheeky in the bottom lane, the bot side jungle here. I think they spotted him on a few wards.
Oh, it's not looking good.
It's going to be the Pulverize. They were able to find it. They knew he was there.
But not going to work out in the end.
Yeah.
But he did pull a lot of pressure, made all of them come to the bot side and allowed his team to get some of this vision cleared out of their top side. So definitely not for nothing, but would have liked him to not die there.
2 flashes being used trying to get onto Purple Hoodie, but a lot of skill shots being missed, but it's not really going to matter. He's going to go down here. Juicy Josh is legendary, and I think with that kill, they probably will be able to close it out here. They got the Baron buff super minions pouring in through the mid lane turret here, and they're going to be on to the Nexus turrets. Let's see if DNG has any gas left in the tank to try and fend off this engage. Baylor finds his way on the Juicy Josh, but he's able to flash to safety and pick up that kill there. The taunt's not going to be enough. Big Lush's Tyler is very low as well. A great pulverize from Ultra, finding its way on the tilted Trent. And that's going to be the game. Double kill for Freddy 1 as FTD wins game 1 of the series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Timo bought a Stinger earlier in the match and sold it as well. So definitely not really sure what he wants to build, but I'm sure he will get it figured out in this next game.
You think they're
that
gonna
will
pick it
be
again?
coming up fairly shortly.
I don't know. I was excited for the Timo pick. I definitely gotta say I was excited for it initially, but now that we've seen it in action, I can't say I'm a huge fan. I don't think he really accomplished too much. I mean, definitely made it entertaining to watch, but in terms of actually helping out Dirtnap Gaming, I don't think he was able to really bring a lot to the table there.
Yeah, the Timo definitely not all that we hoped it would be, but hopefully they can fix that up for this next game and figure out a way to take away FTD's win condition and really force them to try to find a new way to come about these fights instead of just, having their front line in the front line and having their server free fire in the back line.
Yeah, and I mean, Dirtnap Gaming had that early game lead. It was just that Juicy Josh was pretty much unchecked the entire game. He was able to come out of every team fight with a few kills, sometimes, a quadra kill at one point in the game. He didn't die at all. So that just really shows that Feed the Dream is really playing to their win condition, keeping their most fed member of the team alive. And I think that shows really good for how their communication is shaping up, just a week into being a team essentially. Whereas with Dirtnap Gaming, definitely showed promise in the early game, and I like that they're willing to go for these definitely outlandish team compositions. But it's all about the coordination. It's all about how you decide to run your composition and play those team fights. Because I think Dirtnap Gaming definitely could have come out on top, and multiple of those team fights if they were just able to coordinate that dive onto Juicy Josh a little bit better.
Yeah, their coordination seemed a little bit off, but not something that you would really expect to be at 100% out of a team that's only been together for a week. But hopefully they can get it figured out for this next match.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, each team's gonna have a little bit of time to get prepped for this next game here. Definitely hoping we get I think a 3-game series will be definitely exciting to see. We'll see if Dirtnap Gaming has any more fun comps for us as well, and if Feed the Dream can close out the game easy peasy lemon squeezy, as it seems they really did in this first game of the series. All right, and welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of Rampage Open Week 1. We just saw Feed the Dream pick up that win off of the back of Juicy Josh over Dirtnap Gaming here. As we start Champ Select for Game 2, we're swapping sides. Dirtnap Gaming is going to be on blue side this game. And right off the bat, we see a little bit of different bands here. We see the Malzahar band just like before, but that's a Sivir and a Kled band. So definitely some targeted bans that we saw from the champions in the last game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit more targeted bans from the previous games. Maybe not the Teemo, but definitely some of these stronger picks, the Sivir and the Kled, being a little bit of a problem for each of the teams. So going to see those done away with, and the Yuumi ban coming out once again for the side of DNG.
Yep, the Teemo was fun, but I certainly wouldn't think we're going to be seeing it this game, especially considering the fact that Balsmeister is not on the roster for DNG at the moment. So I don't think we'll be seeing him again today, probably due to the connection problems he was having. But they're going to instead sub in a new player. I believe it was Velos.
Velos, yeah.
Yeah. Velos will instead be taking up the support slot, I believe. But right off the bat, we're going to see a first pick Leona for DNG. Taken off the table, already pretty much confirming we're going to have a spicy bottom lane today.
Yeah, the Leona, definitely a super aggressive support. It's like the Alistar. Can't really do as much flashy stuff, but Leona gets the job done at the end of the day. And Lucian Braum going to be picked up in response, a very strong bot lane. And it allows Lucian to get those concussive blows off and get those stuns a lot quicker.
Yeah, I'm going to be very excited to see what the bot lane matchup ends up being. Lucian Braum, a super aggressive bot lane, and of course Leona's a super aggressive support. So let's see if they DNG pick something to match, maybe like a Draven or something. Looks like it's going to be a Caitlyn here. So it's definitely actually very good as well. You can combo those traps with all the Leona CC to just, chain headshots together. So definitely a very strong lane for DNG as well.
Caitlyn receiving a small buff to her AD. I think it went up by 2.
2, yeah.
60 to 62, I believe. Could be wrong about that. But Xerath and Vel'Koz being picked up here. We saw both of them banned away in the second phase last time. So both of these teams not wanting those picks to go this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very poke-heavy mid lane matchup. Of course, Xerath and Vel'Koz excel in that regard. DNG actually just across the board right now, other than Leona, has some pretty good poke with Caitlyn and the Xerath as well, using the Piltover Peacemaker in addition to those Xerath Qs. Able to get a lot of long-range harass down onto the side of FTD.
Yeah, the Caitlyn will definitely help out with that. Going to be a little bit frustrating for this Lucian unless they actually get onto the Caitlyn. But their laning phase not going to be as fun as they would have hoped with the Lucian Braum.
Yep. We're going to see a lot of focus on jungle bans this time around with the Sejuani and the Jarvan taking off the board as well. Nocturne was also banned during the first draft. So both teams are going to have to use a new jungle pick that we haven't seen, that we didn't see last game. So definitely interesting to see what they prioritize here as Dirtnap Gaming locks in their last ban here in just a few seconds.
Yeah, this jungle pull really pinched. Missing the ban there, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, it was probably supposed to be. It says Rek'Sai is what it was supposed to be.
So the jungle pull very pinched. Wouldn't be surprised to see FTD pick it up here and save their counter pick for the top lane. But I'm not exactly sure what they would pick up here. A lot of the strong jungle picks banned away.
I'm looking at Freddy 1's OPGG at least. There's still quite a few champions on the table that he likes to play. We have the Jax, Kindred, Graves, Gragas, and Kha'Zix. some of the champions he's piloted in solo queue, at least, still available on the board for him. So it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to go for. But Warwick is going to be the pickup for Feed the Dream. So he's going to use that champion instead of anything I said before. And then DNG is going to grab the Vi as well. So some very nice aggressive engage combos with that Leona.
Yeah, the Vi, definitely a strong pick that we haven't really seen much of in recent play. I think she's still very good, especially with either the Conqueror or the Aftershock. I think the Aftershock is a little bit more prominent right now. But the Mundo being picked up, Mundo definitely a champion that will be on the rise as long as these tank top laners start coming back into the meta.
Ooh, I think that's a nice pick into it though, the Trundle. Of course, with the Trundle ulti, you're able to kind of drain tank a lot of Mundo's tank stats. So we'll see how that matchup goes in the top lane as well, as we get the draft sort of rounded out here.
The Trundle going to be able to steal a lot of these resistances away, especially if the Vi has Aftershock. And also the resistances from the Mundo and also Leona with the Aftershock, as well as her W, giving her those stat increases. So the Trundle, definitely a pick that hasn't been seen much as of recently, but you can definitely see why it was picked. And very excited to see, change in pace in the jungle as well as the top lane. I assume Trundle's going to be going in the top lane, but could see Trundle and Warwick switch out, but probably we'll see the Warwick in the jungle.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Warwick top, but who knows? We'll see. Moving on, I was going to mention we still have quite a nice bit of backline access on the side of DNG to try and get on to Juicy Josh if he does manage to pop off again, with the Vi Ultimate and Leona as well. So we'll see if they're able to get a better initiation into the backline this game. Vel'Koz, another one of those champions that is going to just try and stay back behind the Braum and the rest of the front line, just sort of firing out all of his little poke, his blast, his poke blast. I actually don't know what that spell is called exactly, but these little Vel'Koz ball thingies.
Well, I think the Warwick is supposed to be Gragas. Not exactly sure about it, but that's what's happening apparently.
Yeah, that's what's happening in Champ Select right now. So I don't know if that was a mistake. I didn't catch it in chat if they said that was a mistake, but regardless, Gragas is going to be the pick here for Freddy 1 instead. So that changes the dynamic of the draft a little bit now, because of course Gragas adds a lot of magic damage to Feed the Dreams team, and one thing I know Mundo is very good against is those heavy AP damage dealers, because you typically build a lot of magic resist. You want to prioritize that Spirit Visage on Mundo anyway, just because you want to increase your healing as much as you can. So I think that's better for DNG than if it was the Warwick.
The magic resist will only matter up to a certain point with the Vel'Koz, because the Vel'Koz with his passive will be able to put out a lot of true damage. So in these longer fights, not really skirmishes or poke, it'll matter a lot more because the Vel'Koz will be able to get that passive off and get all that true damage. So we'll just have to see how the Mundo chooses to itemize against this Gragas Vel'Koz and also the Trundle Lucian, giving double AD and AP threats.
Yep. And looking at the summoner spells right now, Purple Hoodie is taking Exhaust as opposed to the Ignite. He has 30 seconds to change it, so we might see a change, but at the current moment, that's what he's going to run. Whereas Ultra is taking Ignite. Definitely something I think you want to see, especially into a champion with so much healing like the Mundo. Able to give him that Grievous Wounds is definitely going to be beneficial for you. But other than that, just also one teleport on the side of G&G at the moment. Tilted Trent takes Barrier, whereas FTD Tame has the TP for himself as well. So him and Opie, just like last game, are probably going to look for those TP plays in the bottom lane, especially, which I imagine is going to be very volatile in this laning phase matchup.
Yeah, the spot lane for the side of FTD going to be looking to be a little bit more aggressive than their bot lane last game with the Sivir Alistar. Not really able to get that all-in engage that they wanted due to the nature of DNG's bot lane. But this game, it'll be a little bit easier for them to find those all-in engages and really be able to push their Lucian into this mid and late game.
Yeah, and I think it'll also be interesting to see how Juicy Josh itemizes as well, because at least from what I've seen in solo queue, there's about two different builds I've seen for Lucian. You see the sometimes you'll see the Blade of the Ruin King into Black Cleaver build, which is really good at taking down those beefier opponents like we might see in the Mundo and the Vi, but also his Essence Reaver Infinity Edge crit build is definitely very good as well. So I think it'll be interesting to see which one Juicy Josh ends up going for, as we have about a minute 30 before we get into the game. So I believe we're going to take a quick break here just before the match gets started up. All right, and welcome back. Thank you guys for sticking with us here. There's no pause this time, so we're getting right into the action as we go in to Game 2. Dirtnap Gaming versus FTD. DNG is looking for a comeback after pretty crushing defeat in Game 1. So we'll see if they're able to turn that around. I think definitely, as we said during Champs Up, the big key focus of this game is going to be this bottom lane matchup with two very aggressive matchups here with Hilm Velos piloting the Caitlyn along with Purple Hoodie on the Leona, and then of course Sushi Josh and Ultra with the Lucian Braum combo. So we'll see how that ends up going. See a little bit of poke being fired off in the river here by the Vel'Koz. But overall, I don't think we're going to see any big first blood actions happening at the current moment here.
Both junglers going to put down their wards. This Vi going to get it back off and get the scanner. So going to be able to deny a little bit of vision once she rotates up to her top side. This Gragas probably just going to be doing the Predator route, which is just full clear red side, back and get Predator boots. So nothing too weird coming out from either jungler. Gonna see might see a Vi gank at level 3.
Oh yeah, because Big Luscious Tyler's going for the Krugs. That's gonna give him a little bit more XP than if he went for a different route. So we'll see if maybe he goes for an early gank on the bottom lane here. As they actually got a little bit frisky at the start. Purple Hoodie is down about half HP.
Yeah, getting the concussive blows off onto the Leona, taking a really good trade at the beginning of laning phase. Gragas on his Krugs now, Vi just going to clear chickens, so her clear speed is a little bit faster than the Gragas. So gonna get to see her do a little bit more on this map faster.
Yep, both of them are at the Raptors right now though, so maybe we'll see them clash in the mid lane here. It looks like Vi, Big Luscious Tyler just finished those Raptors, looking towards his blue buff at the current moment here.
Nothing probably really gonna happen without a little bit of jungle assistance. Gragas heading up to the top side now, though. Mundo does have the ward, so this might be spotted out. The Vi might be able to rotate and counter gank this, so gonna see some action up here.
Big Luscious Tyler's coming in from the river. Let's see if he's gonna get there. That's gonna be the body slam onto Baylor. Taking to about half HP, has to use the flash to get away, but Big Luscious Tyler decides it's not worth the risk. Gonna dash right back out of there. And that's a nice flash taken out of Baylor. So I think once Freddy comes back with his Predator boots, I think that's, open season in the top lane there for ganks. It's actually still sticking around.
Yeah, he's staying around a little bit longer than he probably should, but we'll see if the Mundo steps up.
Oh, he's going. Oh, nice flash body slam onto Baylor. Going to use the pillar as well to slow him down. This is certainly going to be first blood going into Opai's pockets. Very nice and patient play from the top jungle combo. Able to get first blood with a really nice flash body slam from Freddy 1.
This Vi gonna get a triple buff off of the Gragas, wanting to get that first blood in the top lane. I'm not sure if the flash was completely necessary, but at the end of the day, got the kill, is happy with the result.
Yep. Big Luscious Tyler actually taking very nice advantage of all that time Freddy 1 spent in the top lane. As you said, takes the blue buff, clearing out the Gromp as well, and I think he might even be able to get the second Scuttle Crab, which will be a lot of XP and gold in his pockets. And just look at the CS lead. He's more than doubled what Freddy 1 has at the moment here.
The CS lead is growing, but you also have to keep in mind camp rubber banding. So if Gragas just went straight to his Krugs, these camps on the bot side probably would have been up by the time he got down here. So not making the most of his time, but the Vi gonna get this back off and probably has a lot of gold in her pocket. She has about 1,200 gold. They're going to get that jungle item and probably boots and a control ward and head back out onto most likely her bot side of the jungle.
Yep. It's important to note that Freddy1 does have his boots right now, so we'll be able to use the Predator enchantment to try and pull off a gank here. Pathing towards top lane, so we might see some more action up there since Baylor still doesn't have its flash up here for about 2 more minutes or so. Also going to see Tame push out his wave and start trekking down towards the bottom lane, but going to see that they have river control there with the Scuttle Crab. Probably going to go for a back here. Oh, but Purple Hoodie going in onto the bottom lane. Going to get stunned up pretty close to the turret here. Just going to have to walk it off. The Aftershock going to make her pretty tanky, though, so it's a lot of damage that you're able to soak up there. But there comes the flash forward from Tame. Able to use the Lifeform Disintegration Ray to take down Purple Hoodie. Gonna kill for himself there, but there's the Xerath ulti throwing in some suppressing fire. Flash forward from the Vi. Flashing up from Juicy Josh to try and get away. Big Luscious Tyler has 2 more autos before he gets stunned up, but the passive's gonna wear off in time. Nice stun onto FTD Tame. He's very low, gonna step on the trap. 1 more auto attack should do it. He's gonna get taken down as well, and the bot laners are very low, so we'll see if they keep pushing forward. Tilted Trent's taking a turret shot. He's taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to back off here.
Purple Hoodie going down with the flash, trying to go back in on the Vel'Koz and get something done, but in the end, it's not going to matter.
Yep, and in the top
so
lane here, Baylor getting engaged on, does not have his flash to get away, so Opie is going to get yet another kill for himself. And you just see the power of that ulti onto a Mundo. Mundo is very tanky, has lost his sustain, but when Trundle takes that all away from you, you're just a pretty squishy guy with a bunch of cleavers.
Yeah, you got a bunch of HP, but not really the protections to back it up. So it's just like cutting through butter with hot knife. It's very, very easy to take down the Mundo once he doesn't have those protections.
Yep. So I think definitely what we're gonna see is continued presence toward that top side. The bottom lane, even though we did have that skirmish there just a few minutes ago, didn't die at all. So they're not really far behind too much. They're actually pretty even in CS and gold. So I think definitely continuing to play towards that top side will be very good. Getting that Trundle ahead definitely be one of your nice win conditions if you are on the side of FTD.
Both ADCs picking up the BF sword as well. So we're going to see the Lucian probably pathing into that Essence Reaver path.
Oh, very nice stun from Tilted Trent. Going to stop the ultimate from Tame.
You see the Vi coming in.
Tyler is around the back wall. Let's see if she can pick up the kill here. Just needs to land. Going to use the ultimate just to get the secure, clean kill there. Aftershock going to give him a little bit more armor as he walks off the turret. And they're able to pull off that dive and get the kill.
Definitely a very needed kill for the side of D&G. Get them a little bit back into this game. The top side of the map kind of struggling for the side of D&G, but the bottom side of the map doing fairly okay.
Yeah, they're about dead even in gold at this point. D&G is actually pulling a little bit ahead, just not by a little margin, but they also have that Infernal Drink, which might not have huge effects right now, but certainly as the game progresses, you're going to be able to feel that extra bit of damage that buff provides a little bit more. So I'd actually argue that D&G might actually have the advantage at the current moment.
The only real big deficit of gold is in the top lane. Trundle is about 1k gold up onto this Mundo. So the Mundo not really going to come online as fast as you'd like him to with all these defenses that he needs against the AD and the AP. So probably going to see him be relevant a little bit later into the game.
Yep, and we're just seeing that he's continuing to harass down Baylor in the top lane, continuing to be aggressive here. He's already got 2/3 of his Triforce completed there. So, already set up to get that item very early and keep spiking pretty hard. But we see Ultra going in with the jump forward onto that minion, using the Q and an auto attack to get 2 stacks of that passive there. But Velos able to walk it off. So just a little bit of a trade there.
The Dragon coming up in a little under 2 minutes. So gonna see teams probably putting a little bit more pressure around this side of the map and trying to get vision secured for this objective that's coming up soon.
Yep, and it is going to be a Mountain Drake. So just like last game, definitely going to see a lot of siege, but I'm going to hold that point here because that's going to be a very nice Glacial Fissure. Going to find the engage and get that kill, but here comes mid-Lucas Tyler as well. Purple Hoodie lands a triple stun, but I don't think it's really going to end up amounting to much. Ultra is going to get exhausted, taken to about a quarter HP, but that doesn't even matter. An excellent body slam from Freddy. One's going to pick up kill, and they're going to find 3, but here comes the ultimate from Tilted Trent, trying to pick up any stragglers that he can, but it's just not going to be enough. That's going to be a 3-0 in favor of Feed the Dream in the bottom side of the game.
Yeah, the Solution going to be able to complete his Essence Reaver. So going to be pretty massive here as we see a little bit of trading in the top lane.
Baylor looks like he was down, going down in that fight, but just pops the ulti, and all of a sudden the fight is back in his favor just like that. Baylor uses his own ultimate as well to heal back up to just about full HP here with the incredible sustain that Mundo has. As we see
the sustain very good, but you know the defenses are really needed for that sustain to really matter at all.
Yep. And I think if we even see Opie like get like an Executioner's Calling or something like that, I think that could just, you know, win the lane right there. We see a nice little fancy footwork from Tilted Trent, able to dodge out that knockup and land a full combo onto FTD Tame, bringing him about half HP.
This Dragon up now, going to see the Vi. Go ahead and start it. The Gragas really nowhere around, is just doing his chickens. So the Vi probably going to steal this one away.
Yep. Definitely something I want to commend Big Luscious Tyler for. I think he's been doing a very good job of playing the objectives in these early games. We saw a lot of it in the first game as well. I just felt like Freddy 1 didn't have as much impact on the map during the early laning phase that BLT had. So definitely very good for DNG, picking up those 2 Drakes as they hopefully try and just hold on this early game, hold on past this early game that is a little bit daunting for them at the moment, but I think they should be able to get past it here. As we see 3 members of Red Side look to probably take the Rift Herald here in just a moment. They're starting it up, but once again, it's a little bit too late to get those turret plates, but probably can still get a big turret push like they did last time, get the first turret. Hopefully we'll see DNG respond a little bit better this time and not let them push so many plates down.
Yeah, they were able to get, I think, 2 turrets off of it in the previous game, so hopefully they don't get as much of it this time, but gonna flash it.
Opie. Big Lush just how it comes over the wall for the assist, but he has to flash out just right then as well. That's gonna be 2 ultimates expelled from FTD, but for the cost of 2 flashes, definitely worth it.
Getting the flash out of the Trundle is a good one. Getting a flash out of the Zerath is actually really good. The flash out of the Zerath and the Vel'Koz, both of them very immobile, so.
Yep. About a traded advantage there as Tame's going to use his ultimate to try and keep DNG at bay of the turret, but the damage sort of ramps up on it. It's not going to be enough to keep them off. So they're going to be first turret, actually, despite the Rift Herald advantage that FTD has. That's going to be first turret going in favor of DNG. They're going to respond in the top lane, but overall, 2 turrets traded back and forth, and probably another one soon to follow in the bot.
Very good rotation there from DNG, recognizing that FTD was going to get that Rift Herald, but making the play to get that first turret and get the first turret gold. So a nice proactive play to see there from the side of DNG, even though they are a little bit down in this game.
Yep. And I think they definitely still have that scaling factor that you have to watch out for. I think Caitlyn scales quite a bit better than Lucian does, and especially when you already have that Infernal Drake. And there's another one on the way in just about 2 minutes here. So I think if DNG can pick that one up for themselves as well, I think they'll be looking a lot better as we move forward with this game.
The next dragon coming up in about 2 minutes. So gonna see a lot of pressure around this bot tier 1 turret that's still up. A little risky for DNG to kind of overextend for it since they don't have the bot tier 1 of their own. But the Caitlyn not really under too much pressure right now. The Gragas gonna be met with 3 people, so he's gonna have to back out and not really get any of the vision onto the dragon that he'd like.
Flash forward from Purple Hoodie, taking the flash out of Freddy's wall, but he decides to turn back around. He's gonna get taken, snared up by the Zenith Blade, but DNG is kind of in a bad spot here. Despite getting that early kill, they are caught and sandwiched between 3 members. Opie is gonna get the kill onto Himfellows. Juicy Josh is very low as well, but the Scorch is not gonna be enough to take him down. They're gonna find Big Luscious Tyler as well, and that's gonna be a double kill for Opie, and they're looking for more. Tilted Trent and Purple Hoodie need to get out of there. You're gonna use the movement speed from the Skull Crab to assist them in that escape. But, you know, they get that first kill onto Freddy 1, but FTD is able to corner them. But Tilted Trent, throwing pot shots, is able to find the kill onto Ultra. Just as I was saying, it was a win for FTD. DNG finds another kill for themselves in that fight. And meanwhile, that whole time, Baylor was pushing the top lane. He's going to get the turret as well. So I think actually after all that being said, that whole little course of events there, a victory in DNG's book.
DNG allowed to catch up in the top lane that was a little bit far behind. Is still pretty far behind of the Trundle. The Trundle is up 4 kills on the Mundo, and did get the turret as well in the top lane. So the Mundo is still going to be fairly far behind, not really going to be as relevant in this game as some of the other champions, but able to get some gold back there with the tower and also the CS that he was able to pick up in the top lane.
Yep. And Infernal Drake has just spawned. DNG not wanting to give a second one over to the side, or I'm sorry, FTD not wanting to give another one over to DNG is going to try and respond here, but it's going to be smited away by Big Luscious Tyler. They're going to get the buff regardless, so I think now it's all just a matter of trying to get out of here as clean as they can, and I don't think it's going to be very clean. It's in fact going to be super messy as the bot lane's going to get taken down, but still can't be mad about picking up those that second Infernal Drake. Very nicely played from Big Luscious Tyler, going over the wall to snag that buff away, but they're going in on the re-engage here. Opie proccing the ulti, Glacial Fisher as well. Let's see if he can sustain this fight out. He gets the stun onto Baylor as well, but Big Luscious Tyler in a bad spot. He goes in for the dash on the 2 people, but he's going to be taken out as well. FTT, Opie is very low, and Baylor gets his revenge with a 700 gold shutdown here. Opie is taken down as well, but Baylor is looking for Juicy Josh. It's just those 2 left alive. He's going to use the blast cone to get over the wall. He's throwing cleavers, but he's not going to be able to find the connection there.
Juicy Josh once again getting pretty massive in this game. 5 kills, 0 deaths, has that 500 gold bounty, and has, you know, the 2 items on Lucian, neither the Bork or the Black Cleaver. So going to be going for this crit build, more of a late game build. It does do a lot more overall sustained damage in team fights. So he's going to be fairly massive again in this game. And he's going to be on Lucian, which is a little bit slippier than
Ooh, there goes the explosive cast, looking for the engagement onto Purple Hoodie. He's getting slowed up a lot, but finds a nice double stun and goes back in. It's the CC on the Juicy Josh as well. He's very low. He has to be very careful here. One more shot from that Zeroth ultimate could do it. Can he find it? He's staying in place while FTD Opie autos him down. A very nice Yordle snap trap, but he flashes right on top of him, gets the kill as well. Let's see if he can find any more. He's going to be taken down there as Juicy Josh goes in. The life form disintegration rate, taking Baylor very low with the true damage. Ultra is doing his best to keep his mid laner alive. And that's going to be a 2 for 3 in favor of FTD.
FTD definitely coming out on top of that.
Big Luscious Tyler's going back in. Ultra gets the flash out with the Glacial Fissure. Finds him at just the edge of the ultimate there. Juicy Josh is going in. He's looking for his 6th kill of the game. Tame tries to flash him for the KS, but he's not able to find it.
Juicy Josh definitely is fairly massive. He got chunked out in that last fight by the Xerath, but the Xerath not able to close out the kill with his ultimate there, and Trundle allowed to just free hit on top of the Xerath. Was able to close the kill out with Chomp. So picking that one up is very nice. I believe he did get the shutdown on Xerath. And Xerath not really going for any penetration, just going to go straight for that Rabadon.
Yep. There's a little bit of magic resistance on the side of FTD. Of course, we see Opie is the one that's actually started stacking a lot of it at the moment here. But, you know, your main priority is trying to take down that Lucian, get that shutdown on to those heavy damage dealers in the Xerath and Juicy Josh. I think the death cap is certainly going to be good at doing as much as you can. As we saw, Juicy Josh almost got taken down in that fight, but had some nice fancy footwork to dodge the Xerath ultimate. But we're seeing Gragas go towards Baylor. I think he did throw his ultimate there, but was not able to find the kill. DNG's been split pushing the whole time, though, in the bottom lane, and so is Big Luscious Tyler in the mid, so they're going to get 2 turrets, but seeing the map placement from DNG, this is going to be a Baron call from FTD, and let's see. I don't think DNG is going to even get here in time to respond. I don't think they even know that they're doing it. Let's see, is the Baron going to be worth giving up 3 turrets?
I'm not sure if it's worth giving up 3 turrets. I'm pretty sure they could get the Baron either way.
Oh, and they find the kill onto Vel'Koz as well. Juicy Josh was not able to complete his recall as well. Has to flash away to get out of that situation. Juicy Josh is taking cleaver after cleaver. He's using the culling to try and buy himself some time here, but I think he should be able to get out of this one just fine. Coming back around with a little more damage, but has to be careful. Big Luscious Tyler's going in with the ultimate. Unstoppable here. This could be the big 901 bounty shutdown. His first death of the series. Opie's coming in for the revenge. They're going to use the ultimate onto Baylor. Taking him low. The damage is ticking down. Tips of Trent going to find the CC as well. Opie is in the middle of a few people, but he does not care. Freddy one flashing forward with the body slam. Throws a very nice cast to pin Luscious Tyler into the wall. Despite those shutdowns going over, the rest of FTD finds revenge, but DNG, they don't care. They're just continuing to push down bot.
Yeah, this ADC and support duo just got a lot of free time with the turrets bot lane. I was able to pick up, I think, 3 turrets there. And they're going to have a little bit more pressure over this dragon, but I don't think it's gonna really matter. FTD going to run straight there and take it down with the Trundle and the Braum. Not really doing a good job at clearing out vision, but it's not going to matter as DNG has to back to get some of these items with the shutdown gold that they've gotten, and also the gold from the turrets.
Yep. We see a completed Triforce for Big Luscious Tyler, and then Opie has his Triforce and the Adaptive Helm as well. So definitely going to be good against the likes of the Mundo and the Xerath, champions that like to throw out this poke spam. Adaptive Helm, a very good item at sort of negating that. I especially hate to see that item as a Cassiopeia 1 trick. But we're going to see, using the Baron buff, FTD getting themselves re-accommodated to the map here, getting back on the push. Despite getting that Baron buff, they were in a pretty bad spot in that the last few minutes here. We're seeing a lot of poke being fired out. FTD Tame actually has to use his stopwatch here, but Big Luscious Tyler finds his way on the backline, so it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade at the moment. Explosive Cast going to throw Baylor into the wall, but Freddy one's going to be taken down as well. Balos is uncontested here in the backline, but here comes Juicy Josh. Let's see if we can turn this team fight around. course, seeing Baylor's flashing on to him, throwing the cleavers. But I think this fight is going to be over here. He's going to use the blast gun to get away. Cleaver going to miss, so I think he should be able to get out of this one just fine. But the flash forward from Big Luscious Tyler going to find that kill, but he's just going to make it out with a smidge of HP.
Yeah, these fights starting to slowly turn in favor of DNG. They have a little bit more consistent damage, and also the Lucian not being there, who's a huge damage for the side of FTD, was very fortunate for the side of DNG. They were able to kite it out, and this Xerath just does so much damage. Was able to chunk out the Vel'Koz at the beginning, at the beginning of that fight. The Vi was able to find the ulti onto the Vel'Koz and able to get that kill. So not really any consistent damage for the side of FTD near the middle and end of that fight. The Lucian arriving near the end and having to just kite out and run away from the Mundo. So DNG finding a very good fight there over pretty much nothing.
Yeah, and I think DNG is just playing the map better this game, just straight up. They've managed to get so many free objectives here, but as I'm saying that, Tilted Trent is got out of position here. He is a dead man for sure. He's going to be going down. That's a very nice pick, and a lot of shutdown gold going into Juicy Josh's pockets. So getting your Lucian even more fed here. So, you know, just as we're saying, it's looking good for DNG. We might see that start to change as Big Luscious Tyler dives in, but the engage is going to be sidestepped. Juicy Josh is going to find a kill as well. Fiona going in as well. They're pretty much just going in one by one and dying one by one as well. Baylor is going to be taken down, but Hilmvelos is going to find the kill onto Freddy1. Let's see. Juicy Josh goes in for the dash. Hilmvelos is very low. He's going to get hit by that Vel'Koz Q. Has to flash away to survive, and that's going to be the turret taken down. Has to continue to push through the mid lane and look for that inhibitor turret next.
And this was something we were talking about a little bit last game. The communication on the side of DNG doesn't seem to be all there. All these players going in one at a time, not really looking like they're on the same page. So their team, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
Team play, team fight, synergy.
I don't know, but their team's not really flowing as well as I like it to, and they're not really all on the same page. Their team synergy, there we go.
Yeah.
Isn't really all there. So not able to really do anything in that last fight. Just looked very, very scattered.
Yeah, I think the problem there was after Tilted Trent got caught, they kind of just went in for that engage one by one without much follow-up. And here we see it just again, Tilted Trent being caught out on vision. Big Luscious Tyler is trying to turn this fight around, getting some revenge. Freddy's going to be able to get out of that, able to body slam away from the Zenith Blade. Ultra is going to be taken down by Hilmvelos. Juicy Josh is still alive. FTD Flame still alive as well. So let's see if they're able to turn this fight around. Here comes the Bio Ultimate as well. But Purple Hoodie's going to be deleted, and so will Big Luscious Tyler. Baylor is very low as well. He's going to be taken down. Here is Juicy Josh, able to survive with just a smidge of HP. Hilmvelos is doing his best to kite away Opie, but he's going to go down here. That's going to be a clean, almost clean, ace for FTD. Only Ultra going down, and they might be able to end the game off of that. We have 30-second death timers almost across the board here. Tilted Trent's going to be back up in one, but I don't think he can clear this wave by himself. He's going to use the ultimate to take out some of the minions here, but this is certainly going to be at least an inhibitor for FTD. And a kill! He managed to smite out Freddy1.
They're just going to turn straight onto this dragon, and they're going to have double Mountain Drakes, so the Baron definitely going to be very, very threatening for the side of DNG or FTD.
Did you see that Lucian dash? Alright, so this is going to be the Mountain Drake taken down. Going to find their second one of the game. So with the Baron up, the threat of that thing going down super quickly is going to be now more than ever. But we see all of DNG is grouped on the Baron side. They might just look to start it up right now. Big Luscious Tyler is on it. He's attacking it. and I don't think FTD is going to be able to get here in time to respond. There is a teleport in coming from the mid lane. Opie is running in, but they're not going to be here in time. That's going to be a Baron going into the hands of DNG, and they're going to be able to get out of this one very cleanly, unlike FTD did when they had the Baron.
Yeah, the Baron call, very smart there from the side of DNG, knowing that FTD was going to recall and was able to catch them on the recall and get that Baron. So going to help them stall out this game a little bit, let their Caitlyn scale up, let this Mundo get a couple more items under his belt and become really unkillable. Mundo walking around with his W active, though, kind of not really the best, as it does.
I think his health regen is enough to where...
Is it high enough?
I'm trying to see. He's got 114 health regen. I'm looking at his health bar. It's just kind of static in place. So I think he's at that point where he can just keep it on permanently and not have to worry about it. FTD Flame, though, or FTD Tame is caught out. That's going to be a big shutdown going into the Vi's pockets here. And this game has just been currently back and forth here as blue team, as DNG is on to this inhibitor turret, looking to even up the inhib score as well. With these Baron buffed, we should see the cannon pushing away. The explosive cast can be thrown away, but Purple Hoodie finds his way onto Juicy Josh in the backline, but there's not going to be enough follow-up there. Glacial Fish are going to be thrown down. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on the top and the support side on both teams. That inhib's going to go down, and there might be more to follow here. Let's see if DNG try and push for more. There's another open inhib, so they're at least going to get 2 here. Might look for Nexus turrets. We'll have to see. Tilted Trent is about quarter HP, but I think they're going to play it safe and back out after getting those 2 major objectives for themselves.
Yeah, very good for the side of DNG, getting what they came for and getting out. Going to back and spend a little bit of their gold. Going to be able to catch that top wave and clear out their jungle. So going to close up this gold gap a little more. And it's looking to be a fairly even game.
Yep. And I think what we pointed out earlier, those 2 Infernals are definitely coming into play now, especially when we're this late into the game with all those items, especially on that Xerath who already has his death cap completed. That's just a ton of bonus AP that he has. I wonder what is he at right now? Let me check. He's sitting at 682 AP here. And more on the way. Ultra goes into the flash engage. Gonna find the Glacial Fissure onto multiple fever here. The Lifeform Disintegration Ray doing tons of true damage into the backline. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade at the moment, though. FTD Flame's in a very bad spot. Let's see if Opie can save the day. It's gonna be a double kill for Big Luscious Tyler. Gonna get the triple as well. And this could be the game for DNG. Opie's gonna use the stopwatch to try and keep himself alive a little bit longer. He's trying to turn this fight around, but he's gonna go down just any second now. This could be the quadra. Misses it inside the park. Quadra kill for Big Luscious Tyler. And there's only Juicy Josh left alive. This is certainly going to be the game here. We're going to go to a game 3.
Very good from Big Luscious Tyler, being able to close out that last team fight, living on pretty much nothing for some of it, and able to get the kill. The ult going wide from Leona, but not really gonna matter, as they're just gonna be able to close out this game right here. Maybe
with the flash engage. They just need a few more auto attacks to pick it up. Big Luscious Tyler's in the fountain though, and it's certainly gonna go down here. They just decide we gotta hit the Nexus, we win, and they're gonna do exactly that. DNG gonna even up the score in game 2 with a very nice bounce back. 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, very good there from DNG, able to stall out that game a little bit until they get their items online for the Caitlyn and the Mundo. Able to get their carries online and get their front line online, and able to just be able to front to back with the Caitlyn, and able to just close out that game fairly cleanly after they got the Baron.
Yeah, and I think the difference between this game and the last game in terms of just the AD carry, Juicy Josh, once again on this game, was extremely fed, but this time he's on a Lucian instead of a Sivir. So that power in the late game is definitely going to be a little bit less than it was last time, Lucian doesn't scale as well into the late game as the Sivir does, or even the Caitlyn. So, he was doing tons of damage in that mid game, but as we transitioned towards the late game here, he started to fall off a little bit. So we'll see what they opt to go for in game 3. But I believe we're going to go for a quick break here as we get things started for the final game of this series and the final game of the day. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Rampage Open. We got Game 3 about to start off here between Feed the Dream and Dirtnap. We saw a very nice comeback from DNG in that last game as they were able to pull off some pretty Galaxy Brain macro plays, getting lots and lots of turrets and finding all the picks they need to really transition that game into a win despite the giant lead Juicy Josh had a second game in a row on the Lucian.
Yeah, and I believe FTD Puyo, however you pronounce it, he's coming in this game, so that's the reason for the Renekton and the Rumble ban. Definitely two strong picks right now that you would much rather not see in your games. Yeah, especially if the person on it is comfortable on the champion.
Mm-hmm. Very, very strong champions. We're going to see a Yuumi lock-in on the side of FTD, so that's going to be very interesting to see. DNG is going to go for the same bot lane they had last time, though, with the Caitlyn Leona. So playing to their comfort picks, we're going to see how that transitions into the lane now, knowing that there's a Yuumi in the mix. And I think that Leona pick's actually going to be pretty good.
Yeah, the Yuumi, first time it's been left up, and we're going to see Yuumi Garen bot lane. Gonna see this Yuumi turned into this high AP mage. So definitely a very fun one here in Game 3. Gonna see what the last pick is for DNG before the second ban phase.
Definitely not what I was expecting to see, but I think this is gonna be a very fun bottom lane to watch. Yuumi Garen's gonna be a very interesting combo to see. Of course, a lot of notoriety comes from the LEC. I believe Fnatic was the first team that really started pulling that combo out, and it's definitely gonna be something to look out for as we see the Galio picked up for DNG. Or maybe not. No, it looks like it was a Vayne pick, not Galio. There was a mistake with the pro draft. But
Mal's is going to be the ban. Galio not picked. Galio is actually Vayne, and Vayne's Mal's. So sorting out a little bit of the confusion there. Not sure if this is actually a Fizz ban, but probably might be.
I'd do it. I could rant forever, but I'm glad to see the Fizz ban. It looks like that was Pantheon as well. Saw there for a split second. As we see the last ban from Feed the Dream. Let's see what it ends up being as we start the second pick phase here in just a moment.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to clean up this pick ban phase on the side of DNG. Definitely don't want to have this many problems, but it's all working out. The Nocturne ban coming out, it was very strong in Game 1, so definitely don't want to see that here in the last game.
Yep, and we're gonna see the first pick for DNG on the second part of the draft here. Let's see what they opt going for. It looks like we still need a mid laner. Also, since that is Vayne, that probably means it's Vayne top, since they have Caitlyn already.
I mean, it could be Vayne mid. Could see another. Could see a Caps pick from I think it was his last season when Caps was still on Fnatic.
Yeah, lots of Fnatic inspired drafts at the moment here.
There's the Teemo
lock-in. He's back for goodness. More.
It's probably going to be the Teemo top this time. Definitely, probably, most likely, 99.999% not going support as we have the Yuumi. But
quite a draft. I think they're anticipating that Vayne to be going probably top lane, so picking the Teemo to be able to use that blind and get the advantage in that matchup is what I assume they'd be looking for. And Ezreal picked up as well. That's probably going to be a mid lane Ezreal. So still having a marksman in place since your bottom lane is going to be Garen Yuumi. Always good to have that backup, reliable DPS. You have Teemo as well, so. But we'll see. We saw Dirtnap Gaming pilot the Teemo in Game 1 to moderate success, to put it lightly. But we'll see if Feed the Dream, with this very outlandish comp, can pull it around. And we're going to see the Aatrox likely to be the final pick here for Dirtnap Gaming. So it's going to be Caitlyn, Leona, Vayne, Jarvan, Aatrox. So it could be flexed. We could see Vayne mid or Vayne top, depending on where they want the Aatrox to go.
Yeah, definitely. Drafting was a little scuffed this time. Gonna have to get this one figured out.
Once we're in the actual champ select, we should have a little bit better idea of who's going where, because at the moment I think it's a little bit confusing. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be Garen Yuumi for sure bottom lane, but you never know. You could see Yuumi Ezreal, Teemo mid, or Garen top, something like that. But it looks like everyone's ready, so we should be diving into having everything locked in just a moment here. So we're gonna get things rolling.
Any second now.
Yep, there's a lot of R's. Everyone's ready.
Alrighty,
There we go. Champs like
now we're gonna actually see what the team comps are.
Yep. Yeah, it's just it's odd is how I'd put it for both teams. We have a Vayne top, most likely, could be mid. But I think Vayne's gonna want to dodge that Teemo matchup the best they can, because I think Vayne into Teemo is probably not something that's gonna be good in a solo lane. So we'll see what they end up doing with that. As we see,
we're gonna see the first 3 bans, which were completely fine. Nothing wrong with those.
Yeah, it's just that Galio Vayne mix up where Galio actually is just non-existent in this draft, but he just decided he wanted to be part of the fun. He said, I've been irrelevant for 10 patches. So it is
Teemo top.
Teemo top, yeah, likely. It's first locked in here.
And it is Vayne top. All right, so Teemo and Vayne, both real picks.
Yep. It's not a prank. Big Luscious Tyler's going to take the Jarvan, and Freddy won on the Sejuani. No question about that there. So that means our mid lane matchup is going to be Garen. Garen was locked in for Tame. They might trade it around. We don't know. I don't see why they would, though, at this point.
I mean, someone did call it. Garen is mid. So I think the Aatrox pick is supposed to be Galio.
Okay. So the Aatrox doesn't exist then. The Galio is locked in.
The Galio exists and the Vayne exists, but the Aatrox doesn't exist.
Okay.
And so I'm guessing they only got 4 bans? Or no, they said Malzahar was their...
Malzahar was in place of Vayne. Pantheon was their last ban.
Track with all this. This is too hard. I'm just here to speak some words.
Yeah.
Comprehend this drafting phase.
Yeah. It's a little scuffed, but I think it was going to be Aatrox just is non-existent, just like he actually is after the recent nerfs he received. Yeah. And it was Pantheon was the final ban. And Galio mid lane, it looks like it's going to be into Garen. Definitely going to be interested to see how that Galio matchup goes. I haven't seen a Galio in general in a long time. After he got gutted from those support nerf focus changes, he was just bad across the board. We're going to see, looks like it's going to be Ezreal Yuumi. So a very poke focused bottom lane. But if Purple Hoodie is able to find their way onto Juicy Josh with the Zenith Blade, it's essentially a 2-for-1 combo with the CC there.
Yeah, this game looking to be an interesting one. We have the Vayne top, we have the Garen mid, we have the Teemo back for Game 3.
Yep, Teemo making his appearance. I was saying in chat, bring back Teemo, and here he is. He's on the other team. He's on the other side this time. So I think it's definitely a very highly contested pick. We'll see if the rest of the Rampage Open meta develops around a focus on this very notorious champion.
This Teemo definitely. Game 1 wasn't really too scary. The opposing team had 4 scanners. But maybe this game it'll be different. It's Teemo top. He's able to just go straight into those damage items that he wants.
Yep. And if I'm being honest here, I would kind of expect to see a lane swap from Dirtnap Gaming, just because I think, Galio has his magic damage shield built in. I think it's just an overall better matchup for Teemo into Galio as opposed to, Vayne, who's all her damage is auto attack based, and you get blinded, and what are you doing? You're a cannon minion that you're worse than a cannon minion. You don't do any damage. So I think we'll have to see. So I'm expecting a lane swap, but we'll end up seeing what ends up happening here, as we got about 2 minutes from the spectator delay, so we'll be right back once that finishes up to round off the end of this series. Feed the Dream versus Dirtnap. It's about to go down. Super fun compositions on both sides, so make sure you stay tuned as we get things started here in just a little bit. All right, everybody, we are on to Summoner's Rift for Game 3 of this series. FTD and DNG are going to be facing off to look to get that first win of the split here. It's going to be an exciting match as we certainly have some outlandish team compositions on both sides.
Yeah, you're going to see this Teemo back on the BMO skin.
Was it the BMO the first time?
I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was the base skin though, no chroma.
Yeah.
So this time we're going to see the fly chroma.
Yep. But overall, everyone's rune choice is going to be pretty standard. We see Juicy Josh taking Klepto, so we got a little bit of extra gold there from that Mystic shot he hit on a purple hoodie when he went for that ward. But as I was saying, I'm expecting a lane swap, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for it. So I think Baylor is just going to try and tough it out here against the Teemo in the top lane here. Tame going for the Dorn Shield start. Definitely probably very optimal against the Galio mid, which I'm actually very excited to see as well. I haven't seen a Galio mid lane in a very long time.
Yeah, Garen mid and Galio mid. Definitely two things I didn't think I'd be seeing today or, anytime soon.
Anything can happen, as we've seen. If you would have told me at the start of today that Teemo would be a contested pick in this series, I would have been very surprised. But here we are with Puyo piloting the Yordle in the top lane here. Second appearance the champion has made this game. Tilted Trent getting a nice trade with the taunt, using the Aftershock to block up a little bit of that Garen spin to win damage. Getting that early lane priority.
Yeah, this Galio gonna have the push on this Garen, but both junglers deciding to do a full clear. So not really gonna see much action until probably after their first back, but we could see some stuff bot lane. Never know.
Yep. Tilted Trent going in for another engage. Gonna find the taunt as well. Calm get in with a few of his spells. Getting Tame down to about a quarter HP, but it is Garen, so you could just kind of dodge the poke out for a little bit. Your natural help regen from your passive. Oh, gotta watch out for that. You cannot dash through those traps. Ultra getting snared up there by the Yordle snap trap, taking a little bit of damage, but gonna be able to get out okay with everything all said and done here.
Yeah, this Jarvan gonna trade scuttles. Sejuani gonna get the top scuttle. Gonna look for a gank mid onto this Galio.
Yep, we're seeing Freddy 1 pathing around. Tilted Trent used his dash aggressively there, so he's gonna have to use the flash to get away. So that's one big summoner down in the mid lane. So Freddy comes in for a repeat gank. Could be easy pickings here. We'll have to see. Top lane matchup though. Overall, going about even here, but Freddy 1, just as I said, going back in for another gank here, able to find the stun on to Tilted Trent, but he should be able to get back out just fine, but he's actually going back in. Freddy 1 taken very low, flash for flash traded by the junglers, but he's going to be able to walk that one off.
I think the Jarvan flash there was a little unnecessary, but probably was already deciding to do it for the Sejuani flash, so I could see the reason for it.
Yeah, and there's no ignite in the mid lane there. Ooh, purple hoodie. Going very far. Gotta be a little bit careful with the Zenith Blade here. You will follow the Arcane Shift to wherever he ends up going with it, so Juicy Josh could make a play with that and try and pull the support into the turret, so just something to always look out for when you're playing Leona.
Yeah, the Ezreal Yumi, definitely a very safe lane.
Yep. And this top lane as well is feeling pretty bad for Baylor here. He's down about 10 CS at the current moment over Teemo and taking a lot of damage as well. So, as I was saying, definitely a very hard time for Vayne up there. But Baylor is surviving, so we'll see how it ends up going in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, the game gonna kind of get a little bit stagnant. Might see something here in the mid lane though very soon.
It's a TP. Tilted Trent trying to get those plates off, but not able to find too much other than a little bit of damage onto Tame. Freddy One's pathing back around for another gank. Tilted Trent is positioning very aggressively here. He just used his dash, so it's going to be on a cooldown for a little bit. It's going to get interrupted by Freddy One. Very crucial thing to note about that Galio dash is he kind of takes like a back step when he uses it, and if you collide with anyone when you do that, it will actually just stop your dash right then and there. So always something to keep in mind when you're trying to get away as Galio.
Yeah, the Galio nerfs definitely didn't really help him all that much with his flash. So definitely have to play a little bit safer on the Galio.
Yeah, he is up. Despite how aggressively he's playing is certainly paying off. He hasn't been killed by the 3 ganks he's seen this far, and he's up a decent amount of CS as well. So keeping his lane priority in his favor. In the top lane, though, it's a completely different story. Baylor is down 30 farm. Just definitely not ideal, but DNG is going to be able to take that Cloud Drake uncontested right out under the nose of FTD. So at least he got that going for him as well. Getting lots of move speed, always nice.
Yeah, the gold very even in this game, despite the dragon being taken.
And Tilted Trent is just continuing to, chip down away at Tame. It seems as soon as Tame gets his passive going, Tilted Trent's already going back in on the aggression, trying to make sure he does not have as much regen as he could hope for. That's going to be a plate down on the bottom side as well, going into DNG's grasp, but they're getting ganked here. Here comes Freddy One. He has the ultimate. He has the Glacial Tomb. He's going to chain the CC together and pick up first blood for himself in the bottom lane as well. So getting himself on the board here, getting his ultimate before the bottom lane has theirs. Always good to see. Meanwhile, Baylor is just a few auto attacks away from death in the top lane here. Gonna have to back and TP back to lane in just a moment.
Yeah, this top lane gonna be very oppressive, as we said earlier. This Vayne not really gonna have the most fun time against the Teemo.
For certain there, and there's already a bunch of mushrooms. Look at all that vision control Puyo has. All the wards he has and the shrooms to boot. I just think Big Lustrous Tyler doesn't even want to bother trying to go up there. All those mushrooms there to deter him from his engagement or going for a gank. It's just going to be a very, very difficult time to try and get a pickup there.
The Teemo is going for the Leandri's Torment first item, not the Ludens or the Nashor's Tooth, as we usually see for a bit more of the sustain. But yeah, once Teemo hits 6, it becomes very hard to actually gank him without scanners.
Purple Hoodie going in on the engage, finds the Zenith Blade. Ooh, that hilt over Peacemaker just a little bit short, not able to get the most out of that trade. So overall, the bottom lane from FTD still able to just kind of keep on surviving here. So, even though there was that early first blood onto Purple Hoodie, I think DNG's bottom lane is still sitting, A-okay right now. Hilm Velos has almost a 20 CS lead at this point. And, despite going down early, but I'm going to hold that. Looks like we have a little bit of a engage there, trading fast for flash on the mid lane, but using 2 big ultimates. So I wouldn't say it's particularly worth it unless you're able to capitalize on that again, because now you don't have the heroic entrance from Galio to assist your bottom lane, which they're definitely going to need right now, because here comes Freddy 1. There goes the final chapter from Yuumi. Freddy 1's going in for the dash. He's going to use the chilling spike onto Hilm Velos. He's going to run away. The Glacial Prison is going to go wide, but the True Shot Barrage will not. That's going to be 2 kills picked up for FTD in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the True Shot Barrage definitely very nice there to get the kill onto the Caitlyn after she had made it out. And they were able to get both kills there, so definitely a lot better use of their ultimates than the Galio and the Jarvan on the mid lane.
Yep, and as I said, Tilted Trent didn't have his ultimate to go and assist that bot lane. If he was there, I think he definitely probably could have turned that fight around for DNG. But without that key team fight ability, can't really provide much impact down there.
We're going to see the game kind of probably stale out a little bit until this dragon comes up in 30 seconds. The TP advantage is on the side of FTD.
Yep. Oh, and that Rift Herald was taken by Big Luscious Tile and used in the mid lane. So despite all 3 other games, the Rift Herald was taken early, and that's first turret taken in favor of DNG. But the bot lane camp continues to happen as Hilm Velos is going to get the kill. Or it's going to go down to Juicy Josh. Trying to play to their strengths here, but Juicy Josh has to flash and heal away to not go down. That was a teleport expelled. Here comes Trent. That's going to be the Cataclysm into the taunt. The knockup. That's going to be shut down onto the Sejuani, but here comes Tame with the execute. He's going to strike down Big Luscious Tyler and get a kill for himself as well. 6-1 at just about 13 minutes here. But FT Tame is looking for more. Let's see if Tilted Trent can try and turn this one around. Looks like Juicy Josh is going to be able to continue to fire off these Mystic shots to pick up the kill. Able to sidestep the first one. Continuing to play around the bush, but he just needs one more Arcane Shift. Going to use the Ace in the Hole from Hilm Velos to deter them from continuing that push.
The TP's coming out from both sides. Everyone converging onto the bot lane. The Ezreal coming out on top of it with 3 kills. The Yuumi getting all 6 assists. And the Sejuani maintaining that also perfect 100% kill participation.
Yep. Juicy Josh, I gotta say, at least at this point so far, MVP of the series for me. He has played amazingly every single game, and the rest of FTG as well. Always, playing to their strength and just funneling as much kills and gold as it can into their ADC, continuing to do the same here. It's not all bad news for DNG, though. They did get that first turret in all 5 plays, but Friday One goes in with the engage and completely missed the Glacial Prison. He's knocked up under the heroic entrance. He's certainly going to go down here as they find that kill. Hilm Velos is going to gun him down, and Tilted Trent's going to pick up that kill. Juicy Josh came in for a True Shot Barrage and a few Mystic shots, but he's going to have to use the Arcane Shift to get away once he sees that his jungler has been shut down. Ultra trying to be a little cheeky, go for a steal on this dragon, but is going to go into DNG's pockets here, uncontested, and that's going to be the Mountain Drake in favor of DNG.
Getting that dragon is definitely fairly lucky for them, as they're down quite a bit of gold, but able to pick it up, and it's going to be very good Drake for them to have with the double ADCs.
Yeah, definitely. Their siege potential is massive, and so if they can find their way around the macro train, like I think they did exceptionally well in game 2, And they are kind of doing in this game as well. They got that early first turret and all those plates in Tilted Trent's pockets. We'll see if they can continue to keep that pressure up around the map while Juicy Josh continues to scale, though.
The gold lead slowly coming back. So definitely still salvageable for the side of DNG.
Oh, but we continue to see the camp here from Freddy1 continuing to just keep coming down. There must be a tent sale at Bass Pro Shop because he's here every second of the day picking up the kills for Juicy Josh in the bot lane.
This Jarvan's still finding it kind of hard to get a gank off on top side, and someone spilled water on their keyboard.
All right. That's pulling a Svenskeren Baylor here in the top lane. That might not be good because don't want your keyboard to break. But hopefully this pause won't take too long here. Baylor maybe he's got a backup keyboard or is just going to dry it off. We'll see here as continue forward with this game. But yeah, despite the score, 7-2, I think it's still not as bad as it looks for DNG. They have those two Drakes. They have that early bit of map pressure around the mid lane. And then, as you said, they have those two Marksmans, which are going to scale exceptionally well into the late game when it comes to sieging those turrets.
Yeah, the double marksman is definitely good for. I guess you can say it's on both sides because you can technically count Teemo as a marksman.
That is true. Yep, Teemo, in my opinion, is an exceptional split pusher. I gotta tell you a story. Back in the day when I was just a little noob at League of Legends. Just a young lad navigating his way through all the challenges Summoner's Rift. I had an amazing build in which it was a full split pusher Teemo, AD split pusher Teemo. I would go, I think, like 4 Borks, a Bloodthirster, and a Zephyr. No boots. And you would just hard split push all game, and then as soon as you thought someone was coming, you just stealth in place, wait till they run, and then keep split pushing. It's genius. I lost so many games playing it.
Wow, what a legend.
So we're gonna see Tilted Trent gonna walk up, clear Shroom, and walk away. He's taking out these hives. He's the B.
Yeah, but he only cleared out 2, so this Jarvan's probably gonna walk into a couple
he's walking,
of them.
Yep. Big Luscious Tyler takes a mushroom to the face here. But he was leaving his turret for a while. FTD Flame has Demolisher, so he's able to get a lot. But as we see in the bottom lane, Purple Hoodie standing on the side there. Ooh, the Glacial Prison gonna find its way onto Purple Hoodie. He steps forward to throw down the Solar Flare, but the flash forward from Freddy1, able to find the rest of that CC and get the kill on the Purple Hoodie. But we might see a clap back in the mid lane here. Ooh, Flag and Drag crucially gonna miss, so he's gonna use the flash to lock him inside the Cataclysm. And Tilted Trent's gonna keep up the CC with the heroic entrance as well. Tilted Tame is just perma CC. There's nothing he can do, and he's gonna go down. So many different spells used there, but Freddy1 is here. Tilted Trent is not scared though. Well, he wasn't for a little bit there, but he's going to flash over the wall to try and get away. Film Velos, kiting back the Sejuani. And Tilted Trent, again, going in and lands a giant taunt onto 3 people. Let's see if they can make anything come of that. Freddy1 is very low, but Puyo is here. The Teemo is looking hungry for some kills. He's flashing forward, trying to get one last auto attack onto Tilted Trent, but he's not able to find it. He's going to be able to walk it off with just a tiny ounce of HP left in the tank.
Definitely a very lucky one there for the side of Tilted Trent. Able to get out This dragon is coming up in a minute. It's going to be another wind drake or a cloud drake or a cloud drake, however you want to pronounce it. But probably not going to be that highly prioritized. Probably just going to go over to whichever team's there in the moment. This Nico finally picking up a Dark Seal. Is probably going to start stacking up, as Nico is a champion that has a tendency to never die.
Yeah, that's a ton of magic penetration. Pretty much all three of those items that are just gonna burn through your health bar very quickly here if you don't have any magic resistance, which we see Tilda Trent is opting to go for at the moment here. Picks up the Merc Treads, and then Big Luscious Tyler has a null as well. Probably going to build some Merc Treads of his own as well. We see the rest of FTD start to group up around the mid lane, trying to siege this middle turret. Baylor's still split pushing in the top lane. He's pretty much been there the entire game, trying to keep himself in even with the experience and farm. He is down a substantial amount, about 40 CS right now, so there's not really much he can add to a team fight at the current moment, so opting to just stay in the side lanes and farm it out.
Yeah, this Teemo, once again, super oppressive lane for the Vayne, and is able to split build, could have a completed item already over the Vayne, but has chosen to kind of delay this Leandry's Torment to get that Oblivion Orb.
Oh, Tilted Trent lands a giant taunt. The so Arcane Shift is not going to be enough to help him get away, but FT Flame or Tame be able to find the execute inside all of the chaos inside that Cataclysm, able to get the kill onto Tilted Trent. I believe that was a shutdown. Freddy 1 is going to dash over the wall to join his team, as FTD finds a very nice kill for themselves off what looked to be a very bad fight at the start.
Yeah, the Galio able to get that technically 3-man taunt since the Yumi's with the Ezreal, but they weren't able to really get as much off of it as they would have liked, and they were actually punished super hard for going as far as they did on it. So very good for the side of FTD.
Yep, already looking in favor to close out this series. Juicy Josh, once again, has the most kills on his team and still sitting at 0 deaths. If he managed to close this game out without a death again, that would mean he died one time the entire series, which would be incredibly impressive. But FTD is going to find that Cloud Drake, as DNG opted instead for a little bit of lane pressure in the mid lane here. Not looking to contest a fight quite yet. So that's going to be an advantage that FTD can feel pretty good about.
You know who's also sitting at 0 deaths? This Teemo, who has 150 gold bounty from just his CS lead, which is pretty massive. So on his back, he should be able to close out some of these items. He is sitting on about 1,800 gold right now. So he'll definitely be able to finish out and complete his Leandry's Torment, and then continue building whatever it is that he desires to build. As long as it has AP, his shrooms are going to be doing a lot.
And he could even opt for the Morello first as well, since he has that Blasting Wand can build into either of those items. So it'll end up being which one he decides to go for. I imagine it's probably going to be the Liandries, like you said, but he has options.
Yeah, Teemo is definitely one of those characters. He's like an onion. He's got many different layers. Definitely is, and it is going to be the Leandries, but he can build a lot of different things and make it work.
Yeah, he's got a grab bag of items. Looks like it's probably going to be the Zonias. Just kind of hold on to that Oblivion Orb just for the magic penetration and finish it later on, most likely. But we shall see. 9-4 is the score right now, with the gold lead in favor of Feed the Dream. So we'll continue to see how DNG manages to fight back. This time they were down pretty early as well in game 2, but they did manage to pull it back around in their favor. So we'll see if that will be the case this game.
Yeah, the game has slowed down quite a bit from how it was early in the game, with a lot of action in the bot lane. But Teemo getting
Poyo might be caught out here. That's going to be the flash forward with the taunt from Tilted Trent. Finally able to get some sort of gold damage into Baylor's pockets here, but Tame is there, and they just walked on a mushroom from the grave. Puyo is carrying the fight. He lands a huge mushroom that slows down, and I just looking at the Twitch stream here, that was like tons of penetration. I just saw their health bars ticking down, and you could feel that mushroom sting.
Yeah, Baylor definitely took a really harsh one there from mushroom. Was about half HP after the tower dive, and he just died to the mushroom pretty much. But the Garen ult coming in to help them finish it up, so they're gonna probably get this Baron, unless Jarvan has the Miracle Steal, but does not look like he has any idea that they're on it.
I think he's spotting it out now, but he's gonna be too late with the response there. So that's going to be the Baron going into FTD's pockets here. Continuing their dominance in this game. And we'll see. Now is when the split pusher Teemo really comes to fruition.
Oh yes, this Teemo that has next level, he will have 5 mushrooms that he can chuck about as he pleases.
Yep. Think of all the vision control.
Yeah, he will definitely be a very, very safe scout. He's come prepared with all of his vision and all of his protections that he's ever needed to really make this lane just a 1v1.
Yeah, and especially once he finishes that Zhonya's, gets a little bit more cooldown reduction in the tank. That's going to be shrooms up, pretty quickly.
And we could see him go for something cheeky here as he's sitting invisible in top lane.
Oh, but we're gonna have a fight in the mid lane here. Tilted Trent dashes in as soon as big luscious Tyler goes back in, but here comes your Rogue and just gonna find a knock up on the 2 people. FTD Tame is on a killing spree. The Glacial Prison is gonna catch out Purple Hoodie, but he's going back in, tries to turn the fight around. The health bars are so low, but it's gonna be a double kill for the Garen. Juicy Josh is unstoppable yet again. Baylor's doing his best to try and keep the damage going for his team, but it's just not going to be enough.
And meanwhile, top lane, Teemo's still going at it. This carry Teemo, will he be able to catch this Vayne in rotation? He could probably
I think he can just kill her right here under turret. He doesn't even care. One more auto attack.
One more auto will do it. And
he's not able to find it though. The minion blocking his pathing a little bit. Baylor got
here's the Garen we wanted.
Yeah, there it is. That's going to be the Infernal Drake as well. During that whole time, Juicy Josh was picking it up along with Freddy 1. So that's going to be even more damage on those shrooms, on that poke. And him Velos is walking right into a Garen and a Yuumi. But is able to actually walk out miraculously there. Purple Hoodie was there in time for the save. Big Luscious Tyler finds a Cataclysm onto 2 members here with the Solar Flare as well. The stun up Tame, but look at all that healing. He's taking tons of damage, but he's getting it right back up in time. With the zoomies, he's able to walk out and keep himself alive.
Once this Teemo starts getting his shrooms set up in this jungle, it's going to be very hard for the side of DNG to really regain control of it.
Glacial Prison going to find its way onto Baylor. He's going to get executed by Tame as well. Tilted Trent finds a nice double taunt, which means they're going to be finding the kill onto Puyo. Freddy 1 dashing away with the zoomies as well, but red team DNG is going to hold them off for now. Humvelos might actually die to the mushrooms here. Very low. Have to be especially careful. Even though Teemo's dead, he can still kill you.
Yeah, this Teemo is very, very scary. And as he gets more and more AP, it becomes more of a necessity to have those scanners, which they're missing on the Leona right now. and they only have control words on their jar. So clearing out these mushrooms isn't going to be as easy since Teemo does have those 5 shrooms at rank 16.
Yeah, and if you look at the minimap, they're littered around top side at the moment as well. So just so much control and so much invisible pressure that Puyo is putting out at all times. You know, despite his own 2 score, he's had quite a fair bit of impact on this game. Oh, and also one thing to point out, I wanted to mention, just noticed here, Ultra has a Magi's. Sitting at 10 stacks at the moment here. Definitely an item I've seen on Yuumi a fair bit, just because Yumi's such a safe champion. Very easy to keep yourself alive and make sure you don't lose those stacks here. But we'll see that put to the test as the Cataclysm comes down onto Tame. The Staircase is going to be popped to keep him alive just a little bit longer here. And a huge amount of healing as well from the Yumis. He's very low. And here comes Freddy in the fight as well. Tilted Trent is going to go down. Juicy Josh is dominating in this fight. Baylor's going to find the return kill onto Freddy.
Here's the Teemo on the side.
Teemo on the side lane, though, going to find the kill on the him. Baylor's going to get stunned into the wall from Baylor. Going to be a close fight. Actually, a 1-for-3 in favor of FTD. Not as close as I thought, but it was a little scattered. But Puyo coming in with a nice little sneaky kill towards the back end of that fight. And that's going to be enough for FTD to push in this inhibitor.
Yeah, the Caitlyn was ulting, and the Teemo just came up right from the side. Not your favorite position to be in if you're an ADC. But Puyo able to get that kill. And Garen's just taking that one up. Doesn't really care. Gonna get 2 inhibs and probably just back off and then come up for this Baron and then go bot lane and try to get that last inhib and then end the game. Looks like the most likely path that this game is going towards.
Yeah, and if you're DNG, it's going to be really hard for you to come back from this big of a deficit. You have 2 inhibitors down, and honestly, your wave clear is kind of bad, to be honest. The wave clear from DNG not going to have too much for it. I believe they nerfed Galio's damage to minions from his Q, so that spell doesn't really do too much to minions. It's really just going to be the Pilsilver Peacemaker. So it's going to be very hard for DNG to keep up with the pushes, especially once if FTD gets this Baron buffing up their minions. I think it's going to be very hard for DNG to stop any potential push that could happen.
Yeah, this Teemo could be alone in this bot lane, though, if no one's sent to respond for it. I think he's just going for the Scuttle Crab right now. And I think this Baron's just going to go over for free.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much DNG can do other than maybe a miracle steal from the Galio. Let's see if he's able to find anything. The Baron's at about a quarter of HP. Galio is sitting on the side here, looking to see if he can make anything happen. Big Luscious Tyler is going to get here just in time, and that's going to be enough to keep them off of the Baron as the teleport comes in from Baylor. He's ulting in, and he's running it down essentially in this team fight. He's going to get killed as well. Tilted Trent is in the middle of too many people as well. Purple Hoodie.
On the Teemo TP.
The Teemo TP as well. Going to get stunned up, but he does not care. The last chapter is going to find a lot of snares, a lot of kills. That's a double kill into Juicy Josh. 8, 0, and 10. Just straight up hard carrying the game, hard carrying the series. They're going to TP on to the Nexus turrets, and in dominant fashion, FTD are going to take the first win of the Ryzen Esports Rampage Open.
Yeah, Teemo seen twice in this best of 3. The first appearance, not really that scary, but this time a little bit more, a little taste of what the champion can do. I don't think his full potential was really there.
I think we'll see more of Teemo.
We might see more of Teemo, but definitely gonna see more of Feed the Dream and Juicy Josh. Juicy Josh definitely playing very well in this series. Only 1 death out of 3 games. Some might call him a KDA player, some might call him a good player. and others might call him a fantastic player.
I think he's MVP of the series for sure.
Definitely getting a lot of kills, putting out a lot of damage. It was definitely very, very fun to watch in all 3 games.
Yep. Dirtnap Gaming, although they did take the loss in this series, I think they definitely showed promise and potential, as they did win that second game, and I think their macro play overall in terms of how they're focusing objectives in game 2 at least was very good, and we saw a little bit of that at the start of this game as well with the early Rift Hill charge. But I think they definitely just need to work on their team fighting and communication. But that's Open League for you. These teams have been together for a week, so obviously everything's not ironed out just yet. But what's going to be really fun is just to see how the teams evolve and improve over the course of the split as they get the teammates get more familiar with each other.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be very good to see these teams in later weeks. I'd like to see Dirtnap kind of, really get on the same page and really see what they can do once they are on the same page. They do look very promising, but as of right now, being on the same page does not seem to be in their playbook. But hopefully it works out later.
Yep, definitely going to be exciting to see. But that's going to be it from us here at Ryzen Esports, the Open League. Make sure you tune in next week for some more action as we have some more games from our Open League to show you. I have been Gabe. I like games, and along with my wonderful co-caster Ward here, wishing you a great night. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.